Ever walked out to your backyard only to find unexpected paw prints or worse, a coyote itself? Coyotes, those cunning and adaptable creatures native to North America, are increasingly finding their way into our homes and backyards. Classically known for their wild habitats, these canines have surprisingly become urban dwellers, making appearances in cities and suburbs across the continent. This problem is escalating due to a mix of factors. As we continue to expand our urban areas, we're encroaching on the coyotes' natural habitats, forcing them into ours. Moreover, our homes inadvertently offer them food sources. Think of your unattended trash bins or your beloved pets. So what does this mean for you? The presence of these wild animals can pose a threat to your family's safety, not to mention your pets. But don't worry, in today's video we will guide you through simple steps on how to deter these wild coyotes from your property. Before we jump into the solutions, it's crucial to understand why these coyotes are showing up in your backyard in the first place. Now you might be thinking, I live in a suburban area, not the middle of the wilderness. Why are coyotes here? Well, the answer is a bit complex. Coyotes are incredibly adaptable animals, capable of surviving in a variety of environments, from deserts to forests, and yes, even suburban and urban areas. A key reason behind this adaptability is the loss of their natural habitats. As we humans expand our cities and towns, we're encroaching on the spaces where coyotes typically live. This displacement forces them to seek new homes, and often, our backyards become their new playground. But it's not just about space, it's also about food. Coyotes are opportunistic feeders, which means they'll eat almost anything that's readily available. And let's face it, our homes provide a veritable buffet. Unsecured trash cans, pet food left outside, even small pets themselves, can become an enticing meal for a coyote. Finally, there's the issue of fear, or rather, the lack thereof. Coyotes are naturally wary of humans. However, when they begin to associate human habitats with easy food and no threat, this wariness fades. They no longer see us as a danger, but as an unintentional provider of meals and shelter. This lack of fear is particularly evident in urban coyotes. Unlike their rural counterparts, urban coyotes have less exposure to negative interactions with humans, making them more brazen in their pursuit of food and territory. In essence, our homes offer a trifecta of attractions for coyotes: shelter, food, and a relatively threat-free environment. This combination makes it easy for them to settle in and call our backyards their home. Now that we understand why coyotes are drawn to our homes, let's dive into the solutions. The first step in deterring coyotes is to secure your property. Imagine your home as a fort and the coyotes as the invaders. The stronger the fort, the more difficult it is for the invaders to penetrate. So, let's start by building our fort, shall we? First off, install fences. A high, sturdy fence can act as a physical barrier for the coyotes. It's important to note that coyotes are excellent climbers and diggers. So, you might want to consider a fence that is at least 6 feet tall and extends a foot or two underground to prevent them from burrowing under. Coyote rollers, which are rolling bars installed at the top of the fence, can also be a great addition to prevent these agile creatures from climbing over. Next, you need to eliminate the invitation. Coyotes are opportunistic eaters. If they smell food, they will come. So make sure you're not inadvertently inviting them over for dinner. Secure your garbage bins and compost piles. Don't leave pet food outside. And if you have fruit-bearing trees, pick up fallen fruit immediately. Also, remember to secure your water sources. Coyotes are attracted to water just as much as they are to food. So if you have a bird bath or a pet's water dish outside, consider bringing them in at night. Now let's talk about your pets. We all know that Fido and Fluffy love to play outside, but nighttime is not the time for it. Coyotes are primarily nocturnal creatures, and your pets may seem like an easy meal to them. So as the sun sets, make sure your pets are safely inside your home. Finally, make sure you maintain your yard. Overgrown vegetation can provide hiding spots for coyotes. Regularly trim your bushes, mow your lawn, and generally keep your yard clean and open. This will not only deter coyotes, but also give you a clear line of sight if they do venture onto your property. Securing your property is the first line of defense against coyotes, but there's more that you can do. And we'll discuss those in the next scene. So, stay tuned. Another effective way to keep coyotes at bay is to use deterrents. Now, these deterrents are not meant to harm or injure these wild creatures, but their purpose is to create an environment that makes the coyotes feel uncomfortable, and hence, discourage them from entering your property. Let's start with motion-activated sprinklers. These sprinklers are an excellent non-invasive solution to deter coyotes. They work by detecting movement within a certain radius and then spraying water in that direction. The unexpected burst of water can startle coyotes and discourage them from returning. It's like getting a cold shower when you least expect it, not very pleasant, right? Next up, we have motion-activated lights. Similar to the sprinklers, these lights are designed to detect movement and then light up the area where the motion is detected. The sudden illumination can be quite startling for coyotes who prefer the cover of darkness. Think of it as someone suddenly turning on the lights when you're in a dark room. It's enough to make anyone want to make a quick exit. Now let's talk about coyote rollers. These are specially designed devices that can be installed on top of fences. The idea is that when a coyote tries to scale the fence, the roller spins, making it impossible for the coyote to get a grip and climb over. It's a bit like trying to climb a greased pole. Not an easy task by any means. Each of these deterrents has its unique advantages, but they all share the same goal: to make your property less appealing to coyotes. And remember, it's not about causing harm, but about creating an environment that coyotes find uncomfortable. So consider incorporating these deterrents into your coyote prevention strategy. They can be highly effective when used in conjunction with the other methods we've discussed. Remember, the goal isn't to harm the coyotes but to create an environment that they find uncomfortable. If the problem persists, don't hesitate to call in the professionals. You see, sometimes, despite all your best efforts, the coyotes might still be a nuisance. This is when it becomes crucial to consider professional help. Wildlife control agencies or professional trappers have the expertise and resources to handle persistent coyote issues effectively. They are trained to use humane and environmentally friendly methods, ensuring that the coyotes are dealt with without causing unnecessary harm. Their in-depth knowledge about coyote behavior helps them devise strategies that are more likely to succeed in deterring these creatures from your property. Moreover, professionals can provide a long-term solution. They can identify and address the root cause of the problem, such as potential food sources or shelter that might be attracting the coyotes. This significantly reduces the chances of future invasions. Remember, safety is paramount. If the coyote problem is beyond your control, it's time to call in the experts. So, how do we keep our homes safe from wild coyotes? Well, let's take a moment to recap what we've learned today. Firstly, understanding why coyotes venture into our homes is crucial. Coyotes are opportunistic creatures. They're just looking for an easy meal. So, if your property is providing them with food, water, or shelter, they're more likely to pay a visit. Remember, coyotes are simply trying to survive, and if we make it easy for them, they'll keep coming back. Next, we discussed how to secure your property. This includes practical steps such as installing coyote-proof fencing, sealing off potential entry points, and keeping your yard clean and free from potential food sources. By making your property less accessible and less enticing, you're already on your way to deterring these cunning creatures. Then, we delved into the use of deterrents. These can come in many forms, from motion-activated sprinklers and lights to noisemakers and even predator urine. The idea is to create an environment that makes coyotes uncomfortable or scared, encouraging them to stay away. Remember to rotate your deterrents regularly to prevent the coyotes from getting used to them. Finally, we touched on when it might be necessary to call in professional help. If you've tried everything else and coyotes are still frequenting your property, it might be time to call in the experts. Wildlife removal professionals have the knowledge and tools needed to safely and humanely remove coyotes from your property. All in all, these strategies are about creating an environment that's unattractive to coyotes, while maintaining the safety and integrity of your home. It's about coexisting with wildlife, not driving it away completely. Remember, every little step counts, and even the simplest changes can make a big difference. By following these steps, you can make your home a less appealing target for wild coyotes. Stay safe out there.